Hey everyone, it's Alex and Gio from Radd. Yo! And we're here today to look at the MadX Sabretooth. So this is a very limited piece. I think it's one of 38.
It is indeed.
Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll go over this. It's been custom painted by Ian Wilkinson, and we'll let you know what we think of it. So keep watching.
Yo, like Alex was saying, we are going to be going over the MadX Sabretooth. This is a quarter scale piece. This actually is really it's quite old. This is like, I don't know.
I think that, do you know what I say again?
Go on.
I'm going to say to you again, this is another piece where I said to you, you need to get this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't listen.
No.
No.
I was in the Philippines. And
you saw this in hand. It's a long time. That was about 5 years ago.
I was at that guy's place where he was the guy who done all the pieces, so behind the scenes. So whereas MadX was the commissioner, he was doing the stuff. So it was the guy from Salt and Pepper who ended up scamming a load of people. But I was at his place and he had the prototype, and I picked up the body, and there's a picture of me. I'll see if I can find it, actually. And if I can find it, I'll try and put it over in the video. But it's literally me holding the body, and I'm like,
yeah.
I look at it, and then I said it to George, and I said, dude, you need to get this, because I know he's a huge Sabretooth fan. And again, he ignored me. But yeah, it's really, really cool piece. Sorry.
I don't know I think we were trying to establish what year this was made just then when you just went off on
I don't know.
I think this is I think this is like about 7 or 8 years old. I think it's about then. I think it's 2016, maybe 2017. It's quite a while ago, like maybe even earlier than that, maybe 15. Yeah. But this is because the reason why I say that is this is when traditional sculpting and digital sculpting sort of came together for this project. I do believe it's a mixture of traditional and digital sculpt. It may actually just be traditional sculpt, from what I know. But it's around this time that started to happen. So. As Alex said, there is only 38 of these pieces in the world. It is probably the rarest Sabretooth out there.
Is it Troy McDavitt?
It is sculpted by Troy McDavitt, that is correct, yes. And obviously MadX was the commissioner at the time. He did a few projects, did the Wolverine and did a Mega Red and a few other bits and pieces. I picked this up from Marcus Chow in Singapore. And when I got it in, I really didn't like the paint at all. He told me it's actually one of the better painted ones, and if that's the better painted one, then fuck me, because it had custardy, horrible colour on the hair, same colour as the suit. The base was just horrendous. It just was a bit of a mess, really. I've got a few comparable pictures I sent to Alex, and
So do you want to say thank you for Alex for going to pick it up for me in Singapore and bringing it back?
I thought I said that. Did I not say that already?
No.
Okay, well, yeah.
I actually had this on display in my room in Singapore for a week in the corner. It was quite good, actually.
You fucking cunt. You weren't meant to. Meant to be in the fucking box. When I said if you box up, is it away? It's like, yeah, it's all boxed away when you come home.
That's how the bits got broken. But yeah, I had it on display for like a week or so when I was in Singapore. I went to pick up from Marcus. I can't remember if he brought it to the con or he brought it to a restaurant, wherever we met. And yeah, I had it there, so I checked it for George to make sure everything was okay. But it was one of those things as well. It's the same sort of thing as the Sideshow one, where because of the pose, if you look at the measurements, it's quite misleading, and it makes you think like, oh my god, like it's the smallest Sabretooth ever. How small is Sabretooth? Is meant to be like fucking 6'9" and 300
I'll
pounds.
show you. Look, this Sabretooth. Look,
I'm saying, but the way the pose is.
It's hard to do it with a stiff measuring tape.
But the way the pose is, it's all because he's kind of crouched down and over. Very similar pose, actually, to the Sideshow. Just not twisted.
I can't do it. You need a posable tape to go up his body, but it's massive.
Tailor tape.
Yeah, definitely. So I got it in. I didn't like the paint, and I decided to send it to Ian Wilkinson to be repainted and to do the Death Hunt colours, the Mark Texera. So with that, it's a slightly more orange tint to the suit. And it has the thing, what do you call it, the mane.
It's the Death Hunt one. Is that the one with the kind of watercolour, like the cover?
Yeah, we open it and it's that Death Hunt's the one where he's battering Birdie all the time and being abusing it. So that was the book.
Oh, the one with Mystique?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Death Hunt. That's what that's called.
Oh, okay.
A Sabretooth Death Hunt
Say
is
Sins of the Father or something.
on one of the covers, yeah, but it's not Sin. It's just, that's just one of the. That's like, I think that's the second one. But anyway, I wanted.
Sorry, fantastic covers.
I wanted that them colours. So I wanted the grey sort of mane and the more of the orangey suit. Actually, Ian come up with a fantastic idea with the claws because I didn't want them black. It was just like I didn't want them to be this brown and I didn't want them black. So what he did is he made that sort of iridescent sheen. So they actually in the light when you move them they shine. So they've got like a sort of like I don't know, like a mother of pearl thing over the top of them.
Oh, like on the negative zone.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at it in the lights, you can see that they almost look like bone, like a polished, shiny bone, which I really liked his idea with that, and I think he did a fantastic job there.
Maybe a touch more gloss on it.
I don't know, because it's understated until the light hits it, and then you can sort of see it sort of very clearly. So I wouldn't want it any more than what it is. So when you angle it with the light, like I'm moving my head now to see it, and as the light touches it, it's really bright. Like that hand is well bright now. But I love this piece. You know, I'm a big fan of this piece. He jazzed up the base and gave me some greens and some browns to break it up from that bright. It was all the same fucking colour. It's horrible.
Well, no, some of the vines, I can't remember which one, but one of them was like a fluorescent, like a major fluorescent vine.
It's that big one. Yeah. That one running through it. It was fucking
bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
But it's all been changed now to this. So this is pretty much a one-of-a-kind piece. And I'm really pleased with it. You know, it's I've got in the sideshow one, so I'm actually going to be letting this one go. But the reason I'm letting this one go, there's only one reason, and it's got the only reason it is because, like Alex is saying, it's deceptive, the size. If I could move this and put it with my, I've got a Wolverine piece. If I could put it with it, yeah. I would keep it. I would never sell it. But it can only go in the one place it already is, and that is on top of a Detolf.
Yeah.
And on top of the Detolf, the other Sabretooth. So I've got two Sabretooths next to each other. I don't want that. I want them separated.
Because the thing with this is, if by looking at this now in front of me, I'm like, oh yeah, just stick on a Detolf shelf. But then as it's coming around, and I can see the depth.
It's so deep.
Yeah.
It must be like, honestly, in terms of like depth, like with the Sabre, like it's got to be with his, like it's like.
It comes out to like here, doesn't it?
It's like, according to this, it's like nearly 17 inches deep. That's just too deep. Even angled, even turned, you can't do it because he's so leaning forward.
Do what that guy does, get the chop saw and chop off that back bit, you'll be all right.
That isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, get the chop saw
That's
out.
not really needed. How much? That's an inch, isn't it?
Yeah. You get
Still only takes it, if I get to 16, will it go? I don't think it does.
No, because
Detolf's 15, bro.
No.
No, it's 15.
No, Green Goblin, I think 17.
Not in depth, it fucking ain't.
It's well deep. Green Goblin
it's angled like that.
Yeah.
So with Sabretooth, you take this Sabretooth, right? And that's your viewing panel, and you're going to go like that with it and turn it so that it's like going all to one side. It just looks weird. And with his hands being so wide, it's not the ideal posing thing. Yeah. That's the only problem. So
cut off that then, and cut off that.
Yeah, just cut his fucking legs off. Just literally just take it from there and just sit it. Look, we just make a bust. We just make a bust out of it.
That guy got a fucking hard time.
Yeah.
It's a great poster.
It was a great poster. He's got to be #1 contributor next week, surely. He must have about 1 million fucking comments on that.
Depends if he replied to him.
I hope he did. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of it anyway. I think it's painted fantastically well. I think Ian did a magnificent job painting it. And he enjoyed it. It was one of his favourite Sabretooth sculpts that he's done. And he painted the last level one.
Yeah.
He likes this one more. Well, so you are.
I like the comic accuracy on it. And I guess, I mean, the thing is with this as well is you do have to remember the kind of time it's from. And you have to remember that this is a traditional sculpt. This isn't, a digital sculpt. So
very comic book.
There isn't going to be
stitching.
All these kind of stitchings, all these heavy textures, and you can almost see where you can see the sculpt lines in certain parts of this. You can see where the parts have been sculpted here, even on the trees and stuff like that. You can see elements of that, and
exactly.
I do like that in some pieces. I think it adds a lot of soul to the piece. So, excuse me. Get the cock out of your throat.
You do get 2 portraits with this piece. You get this sort of half mask job, and then you get this one with the sort of like the sort of long sort of flowing hair. And what I find really interesting with this is the way that this is keyed, because the key is like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, the key is the male part is actually in the body as opposed to in the head.
Yeah.
And that's really like different. You know, it's the only statue I have that has that.
Yeah.
So then you put that one on there and it's got sort of the longer hair face. But I really love the teeth and the sort of berserker look of this portrait. He's really got big fucking fat teeth, man, in
It's
this.
almost got like a kind of an abominable snowman look on here, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But all of the teeth and the nails and the claws are really exaggerated. They're massive. Like literally, give this guy a fucking cucumber to eat and he'll fucking die, stabbing himself through the face. Because it doesn't look like it's possible for him to actually eat anything with those teeth. To be able to close his mouth, I don't think he'd be able to. They're that big.
Actually, I mean, the Wolverine that goes with this, I'm not really a fan of.
Nah, neither am I.
I don't like the severed head. I'm not really a fan of that kind of thing.
Nah, it's unnecessary, isn't it?
With this set, I mean, I'm trying to think which one I like more. I think I like the one on it.
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like the berserker head. I think he looks like a crazy, like a bomber, like a good word, like a Sasquatch almost.
Yeah, I like the head that's on there actually. And he's kind of like looking up, like you know.
Yeah, it's forward, isn't it? His eyes are very
like
forward. It's a really nice piece and deceptive in its size too. But yeah, let's have a look. So if we're going to measure it, just put it down, it's fine. So we'll have a little measure of it so you can see it. All right. So in terms of height, it is around about 17 inches tall. So it's about 43 centimeters. Width, it's going to be around about hand to hand. So I think you're looking at around a safe bet, maybe just past actually with the wooden part of the trunk. So I'd say, I'd say you're about 15 inches, so about 39 centimeters. And then in terms of depth, again, it's the head to the base, which I'm saying easy 17 inches.
Yeah.
So that's around 44 centimeters in size.
Yeah. No, I mean, so yeah, the depth on that is the one that's going to screw you over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what screws me because I can fit this in new. Do you know what the pissing thing is? I can fit this in like cubes. So I've got loads of big cubes that this will go in, but it doesn't go with anything I've got in the cubes.
Yeah.
I've got Magneto and I've got Cable, right? And I was thinking I could just put him in the middle of the two of them. But it's too big. With the Magneto and the Cable, they're both quite wide. So it doesn't leave a lot of room for him. And that's the problem. So his time in my collection, because of the fact he's not adaptable to space, is the problem.
Just trying to see which side he looks better from that side, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. And then you'd have him kind of running towards a Wolverine or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't want this with one of your Wolverines.
Well,
Should trade me something.
my soul.
Yeah. I might take it. give me a writing. I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, is a very good counterpart for a lot of Wolverines. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of it anyway. So, yeah, let us know what you think, man. This is like it's an old school piece, so got a little bit of traditional in there. And if anyone is interested in it, then hit me up on PM on Facebook, George William on Messenger, if you want to chat to me about it and give me a shout. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, and share. Find us on.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell, man.
Ring it.
Ring it. Yeah, ring the bell, become part of our notification squad. You'll see any of our latest content that comes up. We do a weekly chat, and we're filming reviews very regularly at the moment with now coronavirus starting to calm down a bit in the UK.
Yeah,
So, picking up, yeah. So, yeah, and find us on Instagram at rad_Titan, and you'll be seeing pictures of this and loads of other stuff over there.
Or just search Radd Titan on Facebook and you'll find our groups there. So we've got the main group and the two sales groups.
Yeah, one American or worldwide, and the other one
One's worldwide and
European.
one's UK Europe.
UK
So,
Europe, yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out, people.
I didn't even think to ask you if you wanted this.
I'm all right.
Sort of main. Neo! Get the fuck out. Get him out, Alex. You can't do it for 5 minutes.
Come on.
Jesus
Your
Christ,
fucking
man.
cock.
I can't believe you just did that. Sitting all nicely and we leave you in the room. Honest to God.
Yeah, fucking cock-licking son of a bitch.
He's just like licking himself. I mean, what is that? It waits until you're in the middle of a sentence.
The thing is, I'm more jealous than anything else. But
He can't lick his cock. It's his foot he was licking.
oh, okay.
But it just sounds like he's really enjoying it too much.
Yeah.